what's up guys? Rave13 here and welcome to another Gunpla review. Okay, so what we have here today is the high-grade Universal Century MS-06S Zaku 2. And what makes this special is the color scheme, because this unit is actually piloted by the legendary pilot Char Aznable, aka the Red Comet in the Universal Century era timeline, the original timeline of the Mobile Suit series, Mobile Suit Gundam series. Okay, so this unit, as I mentioned back in my unboxing, is actually released in July of 2002, and the 32nd kit that was released in the HGUC line. So this is what you can actually call a classic now, but this has been reprinted so many times already, and there's not actually a whole lot of frames, as you guys have seen on my unboxing there. I think there's only 4 frames, that's including the polycap, and there's only actually one sticker, which is the mono eye. Okay, so there's actually a couple of plus sides and downsides to it. Now we're gonna go straight to the downside. Since this is an older kit, 2002, there are a lot of flaws, especially the nubs here. Yeah, there's a lot of nubs, thick ones, that have been an issue, but simple sanding should be very simple. As you can see, there's a nub here at the forearm, at the shoulder there, and a few other areas. And that is not noticeable. Yeah, we get one here in the leg, so you guys can see that. Shoulder again. Yeah, but simple sanding should be simple enough. And now the seam line is kind of noticeable also, again in the forearm here, and you got the one in the leg that's not properly fitted. Now the other issue that I want to point out is the color scheme. It's a little bit too bland. There's the pinkish reddish color, which I'm never a fan of, which I'm actually planning on painting. You get your brown color scheme for the chest, for the torso area, even in the waist, and the gray in the chest area, which is fine. And you get the headpiece also. Now the eye actually, well, before we go there, the other issue that I want to point out is the waist. This is actually doesn't move at all. This is actually one whole piece here. Kind of sucks, I know, but what's that word I'm looking for again? Limited technology at the time, and they wanted to release as much as they can with what they have. And the other part that I want to point out is the issue with the headpiece here. It's actually not that solid, so yeah, it kind of falls off there. Now the next one that I actually want to go is the advantages here. It's like this is a variant, so that's already a advantage. It's not even a P-band eye, which is kind of nice, and you can actually modify this the way you want. I'm thinking about doing a simple modification to emulate a certain unit at the battle log, at the Gunpla build fighters. Battle log number 1. Yep, and sky's the limit actually there. Okay, now the other part also that I really like is the potential. Like I think I already mentioned that, the customization process. There's a lot here that you can improve upon. You can actually use this unit to practice. It's because of the price range, and the price range itself will help out. You can actually teach yourself how to remove the nubs and the seam lines here. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention the downside to it is there's no panel lines here, not a whole lot. It's very simple, so you guys will actually have to do some more work on this unit. Okay, so we've already covered the good side and the bad side there. Now let's do a mobility test before heading to the history of this unit. Well, the character itself. It's going to be a very, very short one. Okay, now we will start from top to bottom for the mobility test, so you can decide if you want to purchase this unit. Okay, so for the head here, you guys can see it actually can do a 360 degrees, and you can actually move the eye. Okay, there's mobility, but to avoid scratching the rest, you can actually remove this piece here. It's a little bit stiff, might become an issue, but yeah, so I'm leaving it at that. On the instruction it says that you actually have to remove the headpiece here. And the next one is the arms here. Now we're gonna start off with the left one. Okay, the right one. Okay, you can actually turn this 360 degrees, and the best part is you can actually turn this there as much as possible, which is actually really nice. A few gimmicks, but that looks like kind of flexing your arms there. Okay, now the shoulder here is movable, it's mobile, and you can actually pull this out if you want to, and there's the polycap there. Yep, and you can actually customize it, this one also, if you want to. Hint hint. Battle log number 1. Okay, now you can actually turn this 360, no issue. Now for bending your arm, that's how far it goes. Now for the back side, that's how far it can go also. Now for the hands here, you can actually turn that as much as you want. Yeah. Okay, now for the shield. Okay, the shield actually got the polycap there, so you can actually control it the way you want. Well, to a certain degree. So you guys can see, yeah, not bad. Okay, so for the waist area, I already mentioned that it doesn't turn, so we're just gonna focus on this one here. It moves, so it's the side skirt. On the back skirt there, you've already seen me pull out the weapon, the attachment for your bazooka there that you can just place. Now there's a slot there that you can actually fit, but it's actually not solid enough. It's kind of hard to actually place. There's actually a slot there. Should. Okay, there you go. It's actually solid, somewhat. Well, yeah, that's another issue there that I'm actually finding out now. Okay. Solid enough. Okay, now for the legs, it can't actually split. It's a peg there, and it can do a kick. That's kind of how far it can go. It can kind of do a split there, somewhat. And when you're bending, that's how far it can go. Yeah. Now for the feet here, as you guys can see, there's a connector there. So you actually got good feet mobility, but there is a catch. The feet doesn't move, but there's some details there. Okay, now for the next one, at the mobility test, but more like showing you guys the other items here, since we already covered the good and the bad side of this unit. Now, here is the Zaku Bazooka. As you guys have seen it already, kind of fits at the back. There's mobility there. Okay, the handle doesn't move compared to the newer ones, but you can actually do some panel lining. There's actually a seam line in the middle there. Okay, now the next one is the Heat Hawk. Not as big, but it should be fine. But you may actually have to use some putty for the hand because it will fall off, but it slides easily. That's one of the issues with the Heat Hawks that I've noticed on all designs. And you actually have a it's more like a scabbard here to put your Heat Hawk. Oops, kind of slid. Okay, and then there is a slot here on both sides that you can actually place it. Okay, there you go. Okay, and the next one, oops, just a second here. And the next one is the Zaku machine gun. I already got one of the hands there, ready. And there's actually good mobility here. And you can actually remove this one. Now, for the hand, you can actually just remove this and place the machine gun there, which is not bad. Okay, let's go to the next piece, which is the hands here. As you guys have seen, we get a pair of clothes, and guess what? We get a pair of trigger hands also. Yep, but the design is quite different than the others, as you can see there. But it should fit properly. We're gonna use this bazooka here as a test bed. Oops, it's gonna be a little bit hard to put there depending on how you do it. Now, as you can see, there is a few issues when placing it, so don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. But other than that, it's okay. Now, here's the closed hand one. That's how it looks like. Okay. Now that is it for the review. A quick history of this unit here is, well, this is the Zaku 2 is actually repainted into Char Aznable's color scheme, and Char Aznable actually got what's that word I'm looking for again? Yeah, the nickname of the Red Comet because of his ability to pilot Zaku very well. This unit was actually, this specific Zaku was actually last seen on Earth, but when Char Aznable returned to space, Zaku 2 was nowhere in sight. Well, his specific unit. So, don't know what happened to it. It may have been destroyed or recycled. Yeah. And as for Char Aznable, well, Char Aznable got a really long story, and my suggestion is check the Mobile Suit Origin, and you guys will see his whole history of how he became Char Aznable, the Red Comet. Okay, so that's it for my review of, like, completely done now, of the Zaku 2 here. And the month of December is the Mono Eye month for all my reviews here, we will be tackling different mono eye units. And this is actually a really good start of December. Char Aznable's Zaku 2. Now for next week, well, it's gonna be a little bit surprised. I'm not just targeting the HGUC, targeting mono eye kits from the other series outside of the Universal Century. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support that you have provided. As of this moment, I've already reached 68 subs, which is a really big milestone. Thank you guys for the support. This is Red 13 signing out.
Sige. Kandong ka na lang. Yeah. Tapos nakita natin si Angwin. Tay.